Hello everyone, welcome to this week's video. My name's Mark. I'm own and run the Purple Penny along with my wife Kathryn. The Purple Penny is a small coin and banknote dealer in the northern suburbs of Adelaide. We've been here for coming up to 5 years now, doing these videos most Mondays of the year for the last few years, and in these videos we try to cover the latest coin and banknote news, obviously with a focus on Australia, given that we are in Australia, but we do cover news from around the world, and each week we try to have a topic of the week, and this week we've got a couple of things to cover for that. So before we get started, we'll just say hello to a few people. Hello Peter, Cam, Samantha, John, Ray, Daryl, Rick, Kathryn and Ted and Nelson. Hello everyone, thank you for joining in. Lots of coin news this week, but I thought we would start off with a couple of events from inside the shop. Firstly, the Pirate Guide, which is a pretty good guide to collecting coins out of circulation. We have the last edition, not the most recent edition, the edition before that, available for sale here on the counter. And there was a shop copy on the counter too, which someone has pirated last week. It's disappeared off of our counter. I'm sure that whoever did it probably did it by accident and popped some stuff on top of it and got up and walked off with it. So if you did happen to walk out of the shop with our copy of the Pirate Guide, please feel free to bring it back in, because I would quite like to have it back. Secondly, I'd like to thank Mark. This is another Mark who comes in here into the shop. Mark's been coming in here pretty much since day one, and Mark's a bit of a picker. He goes to garage sales and estate sales and things like that, and once or twice a month he comes in here with some things that he might find interesting. And he came in here on Saturday with, let me think, a money box and a vintage flight cover from about 1932, and then he also had a whole pile of modern first day covers, and we don't buy modern first day covers because we have too many of them, and Mark, being the understanding fellow that he is, was quite happy that I didn't buy them, but he did stop for a look around the shop, and we caught him putting his first day covers in our stock of first day covers because he clearly didn't want them any more than what we did. So if you do come in here and buy some first day covers, you might buy some of Mark's first day covers, which he snuck into our inventory because he didn't want to take them home either. So thank you to Mark for doing that. And he made Kathryn and I both smile on Saturday when we caught him doing that. And the last story is a bit of a convoluted one. We've got a graded coronation there, which we bought over a year ago. It was in an MS66 PCGS slab. It came in with a whole bunch of other graded coins, and I can remember about a year back we were getting ready to list it up, and I was putting it on the camera bed to take a photo of it, and on the obverse side, which is the head side of the coin, there were roller machine scrapes all around the circumference of the coin. Rolling machine scrapes are scrapes that are put on the coin by a coin rolling machine. They are damaged, they're not part of the minting process, and it seemed pretty obvious to me that PCGS had made a mistake grading that coin as an MS66, so we sent it back to PCGS as part of their guarantee process, where they will refund the commercial value of a coin that has been incorrectly graded. So we sent it back, and over a year later, it took a year for them to finally make a decision on this coin. And what they decided in the end was that they hadn't made a mistake grading this coin. They'd put it in the wrong holder. So they believed that there's no way in the world that they could have made a mistake grading that coin as an MS66, that it always should have been a details grade with coin wrap machine damage on it. So as a consequence, rather than them refunding the $200 odd retail value that the coin should be to us, they just decided to refund the grading fee, which was $35 or something like that. So what use is the PCGS guarantee when they can just do that? I don't really know. It seems like a bit of a get out of jail free card where they can just say that they didn't make a mistake, that it was a mechanical error and got put into the wrong holder. After such a long time, I wasn't upset over it. I'm just kind of amused by it, amused and a bit resigned. For them to take a whole year to make that decision over a $200 coin just seems to be very strange, very strange. Right, that's some stories from the shop this week. Let's have a look at the news. 35th anniversary sets. Thank you to Peter Andrews, who's watching, for compiling this information. He's been recording weekly sales of 35th anniversary $2 sets for the last few months. And things really have settled back now that the EQL ballot sets have been distributed by the Mint. Everyone who wants one of these sets pretty much has one. That would be my guess. And Peter compiled this graph for us. And there were 37 sales last week. He removed a couple of sales which are obviously shill bidded and fake. And we're seeing an average price now on eBay of about $320. For a set, which after eBay fees see people netting about $280 for these sets. So that seems to be where the price is settling for those. So thank you, Peter, for doing that for us. Now on Thursday we're going to see another Mint release. We're going to see the 2024 Lunar coins being issued. They'll be available from 8:30 Eastern Time on Thursday. The Mint is running their EQL ballot for them on Wednesday. I'm not sure if they're combining shipping on them in the EQL ballot, so if you are going to enter the EQL ballot, do be aware of the shipping costs. Do also be aware of the shipping time frame that the Mint is putting on the EQL ballot winners. You're not going to get these straight away. And if you don't read what the Mint says to you and you end up complaining about it, well, you've got no one to really blame but yourself. I will just say with the EQL ballot that I feel like the Mint has hit a home run with that. It has stopped the people with bots from buying many of the new releases and driving the prices up. EQL seems to do a good job stopping that sort of thing from happening. And while you might say that they're a little bit slow with the shipping, I'm sure there's a good reason for that. I like to think it's not just disorganisation. I think it's also because the Mint doesn't want them getting out as quickly as possible just to control the price on the secondary market of these things. Right, there's the Lunar Releases. We've got a 50-cent tetradecagon in a card, unlimited mintage, $15, 2 times by $1 uncirculated coin set, 30,000 mintage, $35 for that. 1 ounce domed fine silver coin, $5 face value, $130 for that, 7,500 mintage. And then there's the gold coins, $100 1 ounce gold coin, 750 mintage, 4,150. $30 1 kilo fine silver coin, 100 of those being made, 2,150. And the $500 face value 5 ounce gold proof coin. You have to ring up to order that one, so if you'd like to pool all your money and ring up for me on Thursday, I'll have one of those for my birthday. Thanks everyone. Next item in the news is also to do with the Mint. The Mint has relocated their shop to the Canberra Museum and Art Gallery, which is called CMAG, and that's because the Mint shop at the building in, I've just forgotten the name of the suburb, in Deakin. The Mint shop at the building in Deakin is being renovated, so they have moved the Mint shop to the Canberra Museum and Art Gallery, which I believe is sort of more in the middle of Canberra. It's going to be there for a year or more. The portable press is there, so you can go and strike your space $1 C Mint Mark coins at the portable press. And there's a shop there, so you can buy other new release coins. I believe about 20 or 30 people lined up for the rolls a week or two ago. And the Mint has taken the opportunity to open up a new exhibition at the CMAG that they're calling Change in Your Pocket. And what really interested me is that the permanent display at CMAG called Place and People now includes some items from the National Coin Collection which have never been on display before. So if you are in Canberra and you do get a chance to go along to CMAG, please have a look at what those coins are and take some photos and send them to me, because I want to know what they are. Otherwise we'll have to send Kathryn over to Canberra to have a look for herself. So the Mint shop has moved to the Canberra Museum and Art Gallery. It'll be there for the next year or two while renovations happen to the building out at Deakin. Here's a coin type I haven't seen before. I do like it when things pop up in the news that I haven't seen before, and it's a Scottish 80 shilling hat piece. So this is a gold coin, about 4.5 grams. It was struck in Scotland under King James VI, who was also King James I of England. 80 shillings face value, which is £4. It's about 4.5 grams, and it was the first Scottish coin struck in 22 carat. Funnily enough, James VI sounds like a fairly disorganised fellow. He issued, from what I can understand, 9 different series of coins. He kept changing the size and fineness of the coins while he was the Scottish king. And even he recognised what a mess he'd made of it. So these Scottish hat piece gold coins were released in an attempt to buy up all of the what he called muddle of older denominations that were in circulation. And they were only issued from 1591 to 1593, and then they were fairly quickly removed from circulation as well. And you can see why it's called the hat piece. The portrait of the king has a rather dignified looking hat on it there. This has been auctioned at Davison's Auctions Limited, and it's got an estimated price of about US $30,000, and it grades to about extremely fine, which puts it well in the highest grades known for this particular type of coin. Kathryn says the renovated Mint shop in Deakin should reopen in spring this year. Well, that would be about August, September, October. I bet you it doesn't. I bet you they run late. Stax Bowers, if you're a young numismatist, Stax Bowers is a company in America that runs a big auction, and they have a program available for young numismatists age 18 to 25. And basically it's a free course for accepted applicants, and Stax Bowers takes care of accommodation and transport costs to get attendees to the course. You have to apply, you have to provide references and a 300-word application. Those applications have to be in by the 1st of May, and there are a number of core courses which are given by Stax Bowers numismatists and also leading identities from the American Numismatic Association. And there's the basic courses there: advanced coin grading, numismatic wholesale, trading and valuation, bullion trading, an introduction to world and ancient numismatics. There's also a number of optional courses that attendees can take. It's a 5-day course. If you are a young numismatist, I don't know how they would go allowing a non-American to attend, but if you are a young numismatist, I would definitely apply for this, because I think this would be a fabulous experience. And if you are accepted, it is 100% free with Stax Bowers covering all of the costs, including travel and accommodation. As I said, I don't know if they allow attendees from outside of the USA, but I want for 100%, if I was the right age, would be attending to go along to this. It would be amazing. The Bank of England has just launched a new display in their museum that they're calling the Future of Money. The Bank of England has been issuing English banknotes since 1694 and became the official banknote issuer in 1928. Now, the reason why they've started this new display is that the new banknotes of Charles III will start being distributed in the UK in early June, and this was a way of publicising what those notes look like to the English public, to familiarise themselves with them before they start handling them each day in their change. There's also a display of all Charles's new designs on the coins that are in circulation. And of course there are statistics and things like that there. It turns out that in the UK, just like here in Australia, the use of cash has fallen back a lot, with notes just making up 14% of payments in 2022 compared with 55% in 2011. What I did find interesting is that the UK government has already passed legislation to preserve access to cash to the British public because of people who don't have bank accounts and people who want to keep using cash. So big tip there to the Australian government, regardless of who's in charge, that the same sort of legislation should be passed here in Australia to preserve access to cash. Interesting article up on the ABC website today about the major 4 banks charging a flat fee for merchants like us to use their electronic transaction machines, and that the banks are doing that because they make more money out of doing that rather than passing on the actual costs of using cards. So here in the shop we get charged about 1.5% for every transaction that goes through our machine. Whereas for some of those transactions that go through the machine, the bank is only incurring about a 0.3% fee, so they are profiting on those transactions that go through our machine. Right, topic of the day, there's 2 topics. Firstly, the first topic is really just going to be me talking. This was a question that Susan asked about the conundrum that Kathryn and I have as collectors and as coin and banknote dealers. How do we struggle keeping some things and selling some things? And that's a great question, because it was something that we thought we would really struggle with when we started the Purple Penny about 14 or 15 years ago. But we did take steps at the beginning to separate the business activities from our own activities. So the Purple Penny is a proprietary limited company. We're not sole traders or anything like that, so everything that's in this shop is owned by the Purple Penny. It's not our stuff, so that makes things a bit easier. The other 2 things that make things a bit easier are that it is a business, and when we do this because we like it, we do enjoy this, and we enjoy talking to people. And I can see Bevan talking there. Bevan and his wife Donna come in here most weekends, and when we're not busy, it's always great to be able to talk to them. We do enjoy talking to everyone who comes in here into the shop, but it is a business and we do need to make some money out of it. So when interesting things come in here, we weigh up that whole, this is something that's interesting, but it's also $100 profit or $200 profit. So we do let things go sometimes that perhaps we would rather keep because, we are driven by profit a lot of the time. And the final thing that makes it a lot easier than what you'd realise is that what a lot of collectors consider to be hard to find or rare or whatever word you want to use, they aren't hard to find or rare. They might be expensive, but they're not hard to find. So for example, on Wednesday we bought 8 Purple Coronation C mint mark folders, and you would be lucky to go into a shop and find one of those most of the time, but we've sold several dozen of those, and when I look at them, I don't think rare, I don't think interesting, I think it's just another Purple C mint mark folder. Poppy rolls, we've had many poppy rolls. They're not particularly rare. Sure, they don't come in to the shop that often, but do go jump onto various sales groups on Facebook and you'll see them for sale pretty much all the time online. So when we look at things like that, we're not tempted to keep it because, and I'm not demeaning what people do like, but to Kathryn and I they mean nothing. They're not interesting to us. They don't stoke our collecting fires, but there are definitely things that come in here that we keep, and usually they're not valuable because, as I said, it is a business, but they're just odd little things, whether they be bits of packaging or bits of paperwork or coins that have funny things stamped into them, or coins that people have made into other things, or flyers from old coin dealers, coins and holders from old coin dealers, old advertising, old bits of paperwork. Just over in a box over there's a shipboard death certificate for a lady who died on a ship in the 1850s. We'll probably never see one of those again. It's not valuable, but it piqued our interest, and we'll hang on to that for a little while and do some research into that person. So yeah, it is difficult as a collector to run a coin shop and not keep everything, but once you've been here for a while, you realise how common a lot of things are, and your interests tend to get into the more exotic and less often seen areas. And we do keep the odd thing, but we don't really keep anything that's valuable. So yeah, it is a business, and we try to treat it as such. So thank you, Susan, for asking that question. It was a great question. Right, so then the next topic I wanted to talk about was suggested to me by Peter Andrews. And Peter was pointing out that there were a number of PR70 2022 silver proof $2 coins up for sale. PR70 being a grade assigned to coins by PCGS. So PCGS grades things from 1 to 70. It's called the Sheldon scale. And mint state coins, they give a what's called a mint grade. So this one was MS66, now it's called Under Details. Proof coins, they assign a PR grade. And you might remember the coloured Vietnam silver dollar was released a couple of years ago. I think the release price was $130 or $140. I can't quite remember. But a lot of them have been graded. How many? Over 400 have been graded, and we'll just pop up the chart here. So thank you to Peter for compiling the graph up the top, and below the graph you can see the PCGS population report for graded Vietnam silver proofs. The population report being the number of coins that have been graded and how that is split up in terms of grades. And you can see there that the price of the silver Vietnam proofs peaked at about $1,500 or so within a few days of the coin being released, and over time the price has settled back to about $700. That's about the price that these are being sold at, and that's the coins in the box in the original packaging. This isn't the graded coins. So about $700 is what they sell for. And if we look at the coins that have been graded by PCGS, there's a bit over 400 of them that have been graded. They've all graded 68, 69 or 70, apart from two, which were 63 and 64. So someone clearly sent some coins that had been damaged or taken out of the capsules, or mishandled them, taking them out of the capsules. So we'll just ignore those two lower graded coins. So what does that mean in terms of percentages? It means that 48.6%, which is essentially half of the coins that have been graded PR70. So in PCGS's eyes at least, half of those silver $2 coins that come out of the boxes are perfect. Half are perfect, which says two things. It says firstly that the Mint did a remarkably good job of producing those coins. They did a great job of producing quality coins if half of them are technically perfect. It also says that if you buy one in a box, in a capsule, you've got probably about a 50% chance of having a technically perfect coin in terms of PCGS's grading standards. Now, I will just say that that's probably not 100% correct, because there is some sort of selection bias with coins that are sent to PCGS. What does selection bias mean? It means that people that are sending coins to PCGS that know what they're doing will look at the coins before they send them. But that being said, there are people who don't look at them before they send them. The example I gave to Peter when we were talking about this earlier was a person on Facebook who had sent an entire roll of honeybee coins, I believe it was. Now, it was unclear whether they were a security roll or a Cotton Co roll or a Ram roll, but they'd sent an entire roll of them. and just under 20 of the coins came back no graded with scratches or roller scrapes on them. So clearly that person did not look at the coins before they sent them. So in the case of these Vietnam silver proofs, it's not really clear whether we're seeing just the better coins being graded or whether people who perhaps don't consider the quality of the coin were sending them anyway. So let's just say 50% of them are PR70. What does that mean? Does it mean that you should pay a premium for a silver Vietnam coin that is graded PR70? In my opinion, 100% not. Perhaps the retail price plus the grading cost, so perhaps $800 or thereabouts. But should you be paying $1,000 or $1,500? Absolutely not. Why? Because the odds suggest if you were to go and buy 2 coins in boxes, and of course this is not the way statistics work, but the odds suggest if you were to go and buy 2 silver Vietnam proofs in boxes and send them both off to PCGS, that you'd have a fairly good chance of one of them being a PR70 and one of them being a PR69. So effectively it's cost you $700 each for the coins and another $100 in grading fees. So that PR70 now owes you about $800, and the other PR69, which is technically almost a below average coin, you would struggle to get the raw price for it, let alone the raw price plus a premium. So is it always worth sending coins to PCGS? In the case of silver Vietnam coins, almost certainly not, because the mint has done such a wonderful job producing a high quality coin. There is really little difference between a coin in a box and a coin in a PR70 slab as far as I'm concerned, and certainly if one came here in the shop in a PR70 slab, I would not pay any more for it than what I would pay for one in the original packaging. And I would strongly advise people who are considering buying a PR70 is to not pay much of a premium or any premium at all on them, because you are not doing yourself any favours by doing so. So it is not worth sending all coins to PCGS. It is not as easy as that. I wish it was as easy as that. And anecdotally at least, I can't remember the last time someone brought a coin in here saying, should I get this graded? And I said yes. We send very few coins to get graded, and certainly decimal coins, very few. That person who sent the entire roll of honeybee coins and got nearly 20 no grades certainly sent more $2 coins to PCGS last year than what we did. So it is not always worthwhile getting things graded by PCGS. Right, that's the topic of the day. Thank you to Peter for suggesting that, and thank you for Susan who asked about the difficulties of being a collector and a coin dealer. Let's just have a look at some comments here before we move on, before we finish up I should say. Kathryn says the mint will open in spring this year. Thanks Kathryn. Philip says hi. Thanks Philip, it's good to see you today. G'day Max, g'day Michelle. Bevan says he didn't pinch the book. I don't know Bevan, I'm not sure how trustworthy you are. Greg, thanks for joining in today. Jay, thank you for joining in. Thanks Carolyn. Mary, Angela, hello, how you going? Samantha says, with 2 Vietnam silver proofs still in the box, they're most likely PR70, or you'd think one of them at least would be. And Mary says, I have a coin which has 3 triangles on it, a 20 cent, and saw one on Facebook, and it's on the dollar coin. Are these an error? No, Mary, that's almost certainly the edge of another coin hitting the coin, so the interrupted edge milling has hit the edge of the coin, leaving those triangles. We get asked that several times a year, and it's always what's called a bag mark. Bag marks happen when coins bash into each other during the production process or the distribution process, and what you're seeing there is the edge of another coin where the edge milling is hitting that coin. Jason says, why doesn't anyone grade coins here in Australia? Because, Jason, the Australian coin market is tiny in comparison to the US market. There just isn't the market size here to support a business. There have been a few people that tried. Chris Bunell with APCGS and Walter Eigner had a service whose name I don't recall at the moment. and then there was the never to be spoken of APCGS. The trouble is that the market is very small. You know, you would need to grade 500,000 coins a year to make it worthwhile, I would think. And you can't be a coin dealer as well. The key advantage that NGC and Anax and PCGS have is that they are not coin dealers. They've got no interest in grading coins outside of any of their standards. They just grade them to their standard and send them back. Whereas if you're a coin dealer and you're grading coins as well, there is inevitable biases that come into it. Inevitable biases. Even if you try to be the most honest person that you can, you inevitably tend to grade your own coins higher and tend to grade your competitors' coins lower. It's just inevitable. So there isn't the market size here in Australia to support a grading company, and there never will be. There never will be. And that's that. That's it, really. Ray says, will we be having the Lunar coins? Yes, there should be some available in here, Ray. Hello, Graham. Hello, Tanya. Hello, Nelson. The problem is, as a collector, if I get some coins in a set graded, then I want all my coins graded in that set. So my set looks complete and aesthetically pleasing. Hence, I don't grade anything. Right. Great point, Nelson. One thing I did say to Peter this morning, because we were having a good chat about the merits of getting coins graded or not, is that getting a coin graded because you want to is as good a reason as any. Because you want to, and I freely admit the first few coins I got them graded because I wanted to. I wanted to understand the process. I like the thought of graded coins. It wasn't to make money. But inevitably, people that come in here asking us about getting coins graded aren't interested in preserving a coin or whatever. They think there's money in it. And the chances are that unless you've bought a coin for virtually nothing, it's very difficult to make money out of grading coins. Very difficult. Samantha says she prefers coins in boxes. Naldo Garcia says, what is the best online coin site to value your silver coins? There isn't one. There isn't one. Sold results on eBay is as good as anything, but all the websites that propose to value coins are worse than useless. Worse than useless. And Arnaldo, I would say that 95% of our phone calls are people ringing us up saying they've seen a coin online valued at something or other and they want to come in and sell it. And we tell them not to come in because the coins aren't worth anything. So there is no useful site online for valuing coins, I'm afraid. Right, that's it. Thank you everyone for joining in. Thank you for the people who suggested the topics for the day. I'm always interested in hearing what people would like me to talk about. Happy collecting, stay safe. Good luck getting the Lunar coins. Do remember, if you enter the EQL ballot, that you could be up for more than one shipping charge and that the Mint will not send them out straight away. Now wait until the terms come out to understand the shipping charges and the time frames. We should have a few coins available over the counter on Thursday, but just limited numbers as usual. Good luck if you're entering the equal ballot. Happy collecting, stay safe, and bye for now.